talk about, can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, no, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, no, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you? Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You've been talking about patience, hoping for everlasting. You're known for talking crazy. I know it's infatuation. You know how I feel inside. You know what is real and I rock with your vibe, but I don't think that we should tie. I know, for real, I know, the deal. So please set me free. Just let me be. I know, for real, I know, the deal. So please set me free. Just let me be. Just let me be. I got a lot to say. I hope you don't feel no way. I hope you don't make the same mistakes when you blow the flame. You're kind of obsessive to me. You're kind of too strong on your feet. I can't say that I guarantee, but I know what you mean to me. I know, for real, I know, the deal. So please set me free. Just let me be. I know, for real, I know, the deal. So please set me free. Just let me be. Just let me be.
I just assumed I'd play the part of keeping you in the right direction. No matter how your confidence may fall, I'll be here as your foundation. And I say, hey, yo, just let it go. Your struggles won't remain. And I say, hey, yo, we're holding hope and wake up yesterday. So hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me.
Is it working? Okay, now it's working. Apparently the microphone wasn't connected for some reasons. Haha! But welcome everyone for Watkins Glen round number 6 of the PureSimGear GT3 in the best. Yeah, I noticed. I was looking at the microphone, I was like, it's not moving. But yeah, we are now in the best track of the whole calendar. And I'm basically saying it all over again because all my introduction went into flames as the microphone wasn't there. But anyway, we're currently looking at, well, there is just one lap for now that have been set. It's Alan Brown that is now in provisional pole. As I was saying earlier on, for tonight it's going to be IM and Pro together. So 10 minutes of qualifying is going to be for the IM, and the other 10 is going to be for the pros, and this one is wrong now that I notice it. This one here. This one here. Okay, now it's better. So we are going to expect some 45s, I guess, as Karasanovic goes not in the correct racing line, that's for sure. Oddly enough, it seems like he bounced the car over the curb. Not really sure why. Nick Stick goes in second, 1 second away from provisional pole. And there are just 4 cars that have put a time on the grid. Now 5, as Burjo goes in 3rd and Gibbons goes in 5th. I'm seeing 40. Yeah, unfortunately yesterday I wasn't available, mostly because I was dying. So tonight it's a bit different. Alan Brown goes in 1st, 46.257 for the British driver. But am I lagging or is it the server lagging? Oh, no, it's OBS. Okay, no, it's OBS that is basically giving me 10 frames per second. But in reality it's all good. As always, OBS is the best. Sometimes. It has to be said that I have to update it. I just didn't do it because, who cares? It's an update. Couldn't start issues and we on a new server provider. Damn. No, but I think it's just OBS. Because I'm looking at Assetto Corsa. It seems like it's not lagging, but I may be wrong. But anyway, we are here sticking with Blanchette because he is 5 times faster, now nearly 6. Yeah, cap for study, second big try. Okay. As I was saying, Blanchette is currently racing for pole, which is highly possible at the moment because he is 9 times below himself, so definitely on a chance for the pole. And in fact he goes 45.8 for the number 5 Ferrari. Definitely a good time for Ryan Blanchette. 45. Interestingly enough, it's just the last sector that is the best one. Best sector 1 is being held by Verlust in the number 6. And Alan Brown maintains the fastest second sector, while Blanchette goes fastest in the 3rd. Alan Brown, quite interesting to see what is going to make. It's gonna be different. No, it's just that I have some throat age and my voice is slightly deeper tonight, so it's I seem more professional. That's it. No, the Honda here is theoretically the OP car in many tracks, especially the American ones, and especially Watkins Glen. And the Honda in Watkins is absolutely... It destroys the field. And Aston Martin too, it has to be said. Aston Martin is a very fast car. Is it fast or is it... let me see. I can't see it. Not from here, that's for sure. Ah, it's a fast track, that's why. So yeah, it's a fast track, so pros will have better conditions. And... And Alan Brown, in fact, goes fastest than the whole grid. 45.2. That's already a very good time, even for pros. Even if I expect... well, it's fast track. It has to be said it's fast track. So a 45 is already very good. 44.8 will be the best. As I expect the pros to go into 43 or 42, but they need an optimum track. That's... In fast, you usually go alpha seconds lower, around there. Thank you, mate. No, it's actually I like my voice more deep. I like to have a deeper voice sometimes, so I seem professional. It seems it may be it may give you a more professional person that is speaking. I don't know what I'm saying. Probably it's just the everything hurts kind of feeling that is speaking. But whatever. And also the fact that we are... Wait, how many cars are there for now? 14? No, 13 IMs out of 35 cars. So basically there are 20 pros compared to not even 15 IM. So this will give quite a boost. By the way, qualifying for pros is going to start now. So this is effectively the last chance for Blanchett to put it on pole. Karasanovic goes in second, 4 times away. And Blanchett goes in second, 2 times away. And this puts Alan Brown as... okay, yes. As the pole sitter of the IM. So the RS driver is now in pole position. As Sven Corbing is improving. The qualifying is rigged. Oh. But as Sven Corbing goes in the 72 car into 6th place, 1 second away, and Nick Stick goes in 6th place, just under a second away from pole position. So this is your grid for the IM, with Alan Brown in first, Ryan Blanchett in second, and Karasanovic in third place, with Verhulst completing the second row of the grid. Meanwhile, in the pros, I saw the Ferraris, and I know who that was. It was... oh no, that's traffic. That's a lot of traffic. That's a lot of people. Ah! Is there someone who already started the lap? Okay, yes. So now we're going with the pros. You can see from the mini map how many cars are there. There are just too many. And also now that I'm looking, the mini map is slightly. Can I? OBS, please cooperate with me. Thank you. Now it should be better. A section of the mini map was covered, or better, cut. So for now we're going with the pros. Sticking with Kiss for no particular reason. And as I was saying, is it already... no, it's still fast. Okay. So I may expect some 44s. Maybe even 43s, but 43 is very, very fast. It means that in optimum you do 42. Which is wow. So I expect some 44. 44 for sure. As the fastest lap time was a 45. And if the track becomes optimum by the end of the qualifying, which is not very long away, just 6 minutes away, we may see some 43s. It's highly possible. But Koderman is the first car to put it on pole, so apparently I missed the 2 cars, because Koderman is now in pole position, with Schneider in 7th, Kiss in 8th, and Alfie Baron goes in pole position. So for now, it's a double ERS podium. Never mind, because Nakira goes in first, 1 time faster, and Garby goes faster, 3 times. The 2-1 after the events that happened in Misano, we see him in pole position provisional for 265 times, because Cops went in the 23 car 2 times slower, but still in 2nd place, and Turbosec, his teammate, is 358 away. So it's Honda, Ferrari, Honda, Ferrari, Honda. Not really a surprise, considering that the fastest car here are Ferrari and Honda. And oh no, my leg. Why is it sleeping? Anyway, nice to see that finally there is a livery on the Ferraris. You can see that the track is possibly getting faster and faster, considering the all left of the leaderboard of your screen, where there is the leaderboard is completely green. That means that each one of them is improving. And currently there is just one that is not improving, it's Alex Zagdal, and for the rest everyone is improving. Oh, Zagdal because he went off track, that's why. So the only reason is that. I think the track is... no, it's still fast. I'm quite sure it's still fast. I have no clue how to look at, so I will go with Nakira. In fact, he goes in first place, 44.0. I saw a lap time. It was Marco Chedi going in 5th and Garby goes in 1st. Pole position 3 times faster. And I think... oh, I think Cops will be quite angry at the fact that there was a Mercedes in the middle. He goes in 2nd, 0092. Faster, but I want to see if it wasn't impeding or not. I'm quite... I'll be honest, I want to see it. Ah, too late. Okay, can I... Why am I so unlucky with the replay timing? That every time I change my idea, way too late. Anyway, we'll go with James Perry. He was going faster than Paul. And then he lost everything in the middle of 2nd sector. That's the wall. He improves. He goes 3 times away from Paul. And he goes in 3rd place. I think Nakira has the chance to put it on Paul back again. As Garby, Cops... no, Garby, Cops and Koderman, okay, are trying a new set of tires. There are limited tires, so... it's faster if you hit the wall. I mean, yes. Something Martinsville in NASCAR. But Nakira goes in 1st, 43.4. But yeah, I don't think you can use the Chastain the Chastain strategy here. Well, you can try. Don't know if it works. Who will I look at? For now, no one, because it seems like Alex Zagdal may be the only one to improve the lap. No, there are a lot of times, but not close to the finish line. Alex Zagdal goes in 10th place in the 331 car. And I want to see James Perry because he's improving quite a lot, 3 times his current time, and that becomes 4, so he goes in second place, 1 times away from pole position in the little Porsche. With FRLACC really threatening the pole position. Currently 3 times faster, but there is still time. And remember that the track was still on fast until... never mind, because it still is. So I don't think we will have an optimum track, considering there is just 1 lap to go for everyone. Except Velman and Miladirovic, that will not have the time to make another one. Just goes slightly slower. Okay, he kept it on track by... I don't know how. And I think not. He in fact doesn't put it on pole by literally nothing. 0.045. There is a gear change of difference between Akira and FRLACC, which is frustrating. I think it's the right word to say it. I think it's frustrating for the number 100 just being 0.045 away from pole, but not so much considering that James Perry maybe that's a drift and pole position lost, and even improvement lost, because he lost the car on the very last corner. So no pole position for James Perry. By not very much, and I don't think there's going to be a fighter for the pole. So this effectively puts Nakira as the fastest man on track. For now at least. As he improves even more. 43.345. So effectively this throws away FRLACC delusion, considering that he wouldn't have been on pole anyway. Garby seems like he was still improving. Alfie Baron is. He stays in 6th, as the gap between Cops and Baron is quite a lot. And Zachtal is improving. The very last corner, with 2 times on his latest lap, and it is a 9th place for the Swedish driver, and Cops goes in 4th. So this completes your standing grid for tonight. So we'll go seeing the grid. So we have Nakira, FRLACC, Perry, Cops and Garby. Oddly enough, there is a Porsche in the middle of the top 5. I expected a simple on the Ferrari grid for the first spots. Maybe an Aston somewhere around. But anyway, some pros are in the middle of the IM grid. There is Osorio in 26th, Wise in 24th, and 5th in 21st that are in the middle of the IM grid, because it's not like in WEC where the 2 classes are. I don't know. Yeah, in fact, I was seeing the message. I was like, what is he talking about? Yeah, I should have done the drone lap, but controller is not really working tonight. Not sure why, and I don't want to check. It's too late. Yeah, Watkins Glen is a very great track in my opinion. It's a bit difficult to overtake, that's for sure. Watkins Glen, but its flow is I think the right word is untiable. Like it's, I don't think it exists a better flow kind of track around the world. There is just well, there are some turns where you can really overtake. There is turn 1, obviously it's American track, so half of the turn doesn't have a name, except turn 7 that's called toe. Okay. And then we have heel, obviously toe and heel. Oh, because the section is called the boot, that's why. Okay, makes sense. But possibly turn 1, I think turn 6, 7 for sure. 8 is a bit difficult, 9 is a bit of a suicidal move.
30 seconds.
And 11 is definitely doable, but you lose all the time in this world and more. So not really the best of the things to do.
20 seconds.
Yeah, something that I wanted to do, it's just that I forgot to say it on chat, is that from the next round,
10 seconds.
Okay, I don't want to do this. I want to take this, because I have the time to say it, before everything crashes. It's not really the case. Give me this, give me this, give me this, this. Every time it's a mess. I have to take this. It's terrible. Everything is manual. Where is my automation? Position delta. Okay. No, that's the wrong button. I need Discord because I wanted to, considering it's the second to last round, I wanted to tell you what's the current standing on the grid and who already has the chance to win it altogether. We have some minutes of time. Standings. Give me, there is one here. So we have currently Mattia Nakira as leader of the championship. P1 receives 40 points and then it's -1 per position. So second is 49, etc, etc. Currently Mattia Nakira has 33 points of advantage on Rock Ops that is starting 4th. James Perry, with a round less because he didn't start round number 4, is in 4th place, 158, so just 6 away from Rock Ops. So this means that he is effectively 39 points away from Mattia Nakira. And then there is Melker Garbi in tied with James Perry. And Amir Kazita actually that is not racing tonight on 144, and then well, until you are on 80 points there is still a chance, but this effectively puts 117. So the top 10 is still racing for at the championship. So Koderman, Edo Kops, Uwe Waizi, Oliver Juwig, and Mitya Miladinovic from 10th to 6th. But effectively I think that if Nakira wins this round, this will give just 40 points of chance and effectively channels the final round in the top 4, more or less. I think it will become like this, so a top 4 shootout. While in IM, there is Nick Stick on 184 points, Christian Bertoncello that is not racing tonight in 181, and Ryan Blanchett in 173. With oh! That's a Porsche. So already damage for the Porsche, James Perry. That's... I don't know how it happened. So it just went straight. So already, there is already something to talk about. As James Perry clearly lost the car on the formation lap. So we will see how much damage he has on his car. I think the answer is quite a bit. I wonder if he will aim for the pit lane as soon as possible, but for now we're going to start round number 6 with Rock Ops a bit behind the usual. It's green light and away we go with a very good start by Baron, a very extraordinary one, and it's already 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, that's Garby making, oh, Mattia is out! Mattia is out! The second has said it! If he wins the round, and it's already 1 off, and KD is now in 2nd place, side by side with James Perry, and oh! The Honda and the Porsche, the Honda and the Aston behind have collected themselves. It is a huge, it's a big one. It's definitely the big one here. It's a huge crash in behind. And now Marco Kedi is in 2nd, James Perry in 3rd, Velman in 4th, and Zach Dahl in 5th. After contact with his teammate. And Cristiano in 6th, Koderman in 7th, and Miladinovic in 8th. I really want to see back the start of the race. And especially what happened to the car number 221, Garby, and the contact between the 95. So the 15 is now in 23rd place, Mattia Nakira. But we will see the replay just afterwards, as we are going to be the leader, Rock Ops, with Marco Kedi in 2nd. We will see everything after the first lap, as someone mentioned as a suggestion to just slow down a bit the rhythm, which is, I mean, I can understand it. So for now the top 3 is a bit calm. Alex Zachtal in 5th, Cristiano in 6th, Koderman, Miladinovic, Ingal, and Juwig is the top 10. I really want to see the incident between... So here is... Oh, that's part of an incident. That's not what I wanted to see. It was this one I wanted to see. So you can see Garby on the inside. He clearly missed the breakpoint and completely take out the leader of the race. And then there is the 331 that took out the 95. You can see here, side by side. And I think there wasn't really much to blame to someone particular, from this view at least. Maybe I can see another incident that has happened. You can see a possible overtake here. It's Koderman and Schneider, one after the other. Now there is also Cops, Edo Cops that has lost massive positions from the start, and Mihai is not really having a great time there, losing a couple of positions almost immediately. As James Perry is currently the fastest car on track, Veldman is in the Audi. Are there other views about this incident? Because I want to see back what happened to... Okay, yes I can. So I'm trying to have a look. Oh, that's why it was a contact with the Ferrari there. Then everything sparked out. Can I see what happened next? So you can see all the car. Ah no, it doesn't let me see it. Miladinovic is now very close to Koderman. Shut up. So now this overtake, Mladenovic goes in front of his teammate. So now Kelderman is behind Mladenovic, and Juig and Inga switching position into turn number 7. It's not over yet. The Aston Martin is still there on the inside. Ibaka tries the switchback, it doesn't work. But the Aston Martin gets an opportunistic move and overtakes the McLaren on the inside. So now Goodway is in 10th place. With Juwig in 11th. Rockops is currently the fastest. Rockops, sorry, is the fastest car on track. And there is clearly Mladenovic having some frustration at the Porsche in front. Gets on the inside, side by side in the uphill section, the twisty uphill section. We saw what happened earlier on, the massive incidents that have happened. I think Schneider will not have any chance. Ah, okay, there is live. Nice. So Schneider is effectively still behind. But there may be a chance for the Porsche to make it back on the turns, at least. Meanwhile, behind is the battle for the lead of the race for the IM class. And there is Karasanovic in front of Brown, but just half a second. And seems like the Honda is faster than the Aston at the moment. But we'll see as the time passes by. Is also here James Perry in 3rd place, very close to the BMW in front of him. Remember that the Porsche has front damage since the very beginning of the race. And Kelly is lapping slower than the Porsche by 2 tenths. So I guess it's just a matter of time, probably. Ooh, the BMW very wide. There may be a chance now. Not really. Doesn't seem like. Doesn't seem like it. Little bump. But now there is another problem. Yeah, he's getting closer. He's definitely closer than earlier on. In fact, Bellman is closer to Perry than Perry is close to Kelly. So there is effectively a three-way battle for 2nd place. And only 2 of them will stay on the podium. The question is, who will? I don't think the Porsche will repair the car, to be honest. He is lapping good enough, as I don't think repairing the car will make him on P1 instantly. And oh, there is a change for the lead. What happened here? Ooh, very slow exit from the Honda. Very, very slow exit. And this gave the Aston Martin driver the chance to put himself in P1 as the leader of the IM class. Meanwhile here, Velban is very close to the cars in front. With James Perry now in the sandwich between two cars that doesn't have damage somehow, considering how the start of the race went. And if you missed it, consider watching it back, because it was a very odd one. We lost some cars like Cops, Martin, Akira, Garby, Firth. Gibbons is out into somewhere. Has there been a contact? Or... oh, seems like yes. There was effectively a contact with the car. It was another time. It was a Ferrari. I don't know who it was. It was the 100. That's who that was. 100 now in 30th place. Lapped car. Now the Porsche has a chance, considering the BMW had a very... oh! That's bump draft. I saw the car going on the right, I thought it was going on the wall. A bit of a bump draft by the Porsche. Oh, on the inside, that was a very interesting move. And he made it. And it was very good, you can see here. It was a very nice move by the Porsche driver that made it on the inside of the bus stop and took Katie by surprise. You know, here Goodway makes the outside move, tries to do so, but he doesn't make it, apparently. He tried the outside on Ingal. Meanwhile, Nakira, after the initial calamity, he is now in 16th place. But as always, it's just the pros that have a ward. The pro leaderboard, obviously. So effectively, he is not really changing his position. The first car in front of him... no, the next car in front of him is effectively a pro car, so he will gain an effective position by overtaking Martin. It didn't do so by overtaking Blanchett and Verlust, because they are IM. And same goes for... oh, I think Alan Brown wanted to try an overtake there on Juvig. Remember that Brown and Karasanovic are racing in another class. As I think this... did the same happen here? Because I was looking at the gap. Okay, apparently I wasn't looking at the gap. Okay, there's been an overtake there for the place, and it's the same exact move. Out on the inside, BMW stationary. An overtake being done by Velman that goes in 3rd place. So Kelly loses 2 positions in the same exact corner, the same exact way. And this now puts Velman in a rush for taking possible 2nd place. And here Cops is trying the overtake on the IM leader, and I don't think he will try too much defense, considering that he may use him, Brown using Cops, I mean, as a tow to get more positions. Not really sure which ones, considering that he is already the leader, but any car between him and Karasanovic is a good thing. It's a good way. And Hingal one after the other. But no overtake happens. Also, I was looking here, I think something may happen here between the leader. So, change of leader in IM class. Maybe yes, maybe not. Seems like Karasanovic went extremely wide and didn't have the correct racing line. Meanwhile, Goodway is still very close to the car in front. It's a battle against Aston Martin. For 9th place. As Aston tries again on the outside. 34 seems like he has more than his opponent. Nothing really happens. Again, he's really trying everything that is available on his book. And apparently Karasanovic you saw from far away, but he let the pro drivers pass. Not really sure why. I think it either was a mistake or he just let them pass. Maybe to not defend too much and not losing any time. For now here the battle is still ongoing. It's a very close one. You can see that's Cops overtaking Jewig. You can see here the Bimbo can't make it. The McLaren has slightly better brakes in this particular occasion. But this gives a bit of a buffer between Goodway and Jewig. And effectively gives a bit of rest from looking in the mirror. Meanwhile, Velman is very close to the Porsche. That's for 2nd place. I already missed one of the overtakes for the top position. I don't want to miss another one, as the Audi is not very close. Let's see if he can keep the distance. For now here is still again the same move between Ingle and Goodway, with Goodway on the outside, and it doesn't work. If it doesn't work once, it doesn't work twice. So he has to change tactic, place, positioning, speed, whatever. But doing it on the outside there is dangerous, as Cops overtakes Jewig for 11th place. And also, seems like the Aston Martin got him. So Goodway effectively made it on another place. And he is now in 9th place. Oh, there is... Okay, no, okay, no, I think I flashed. I was looking at the cars in front. If I saw the McLaren going over the wall. I think he just lost the rear a couple of centimeters. But from my perspective it seemed like worse. Meanwhile the BMW is also overtaking the Aston Martin. Well, trying to, at least. As you can see, the BMW now has to defend against the McLaren. Bump draft. Tiny bit. BMW on the inside, not really the best position there. But at least... oh, this train is beautiful to be seen. The problem is that in this train there are so many hot positions. There is Nakira, there is Martin, there is the IM leader, there is Cops. All drivers that doesn't want to be there, considering Brown wants to go ahead, Nakira wants to go ahead, and in fact I think he is about to do so, and Nakira goes in 12th place and overtakes Jewig. And I think Martin wants to do the same, Victor Martin, but he doesn't. So already 1.3 seconds, and oh! So I think that effectively Ingle is the head of the train. He's really dictating the pace Not in a good way. As good way is effectively 1.5 seconds away. Situation in front is still the same. Oh! Okay, the BMW really wants to double wave. It really doesn't want to be overtaken. All three drivers use some chunk of the tarmac that is not specialized for racing. But Mattia Nakira is closer to the BMW. I really think the BMW wants to keep the position whatever it takes. But from the outside it's not really possible there, as the Beamer has a better run over the bus stop, and Victor Martin is really close to Juwig. It's a very... It seems like this BMW here is very unstable. Not the BMW per se. I think Cops is really getting nervous just by looking at the lines. Oh, Mattia Nakira. That's definitely not the racing line. I think he went a bit wide. I think he went a bit wide. It's not like I have to think about anything. In fact, you can see Cops again. He is really getting angry at Ingal at this point. Frustration is there for sure, as James Perry goes into the pits, and Katie and Wellman may start a battle. The answer is still no. So I need to keep pace. May have damage. I don't know. It may. He may. Oh, that's Ingal off. Something happened there. Ingal is now in the middle of the track. What happened to Ingal? The 46 car is not really pointing the correct way. We'll see as soon as we pass this section here. I think Cops Cops and Ingal make the contact. 46 and 69. And 69 and 24. So more contact. We'll see both of them as soon as possible. As also the leader of the IM went into the pits. This is Martin overtaking the McLaren of Juwig. And I think Brown made the perfect decision there, because Karasanovic is really getting stopped by the McLaren. I think I have the chance now to make the overtake, to make the replay happen. You can see here the 69. I think the 46 wanted to go on the pit way too late. So you can see Martin now overtakes Cops. So I think the BMW really has damage this time. And I also want to see the 69 and 24 making contact. Bonk. Okay, yes, it's a very tiny contact between him and Martin. Speaking of which, the battle is still ongoing. I think he will go into the pit. I really think that's the problem. I want to see back from the 46 interior. Okay, no, I'm quite sure that he was simply undecided between whether to stay out or stay in. And I just think that he got collected, and I think it was his fault by this perspective. Usually I try to stay away from steward decisions, but if he wanted to go into the pits and he was clearly out of the rest of the lines, that's on him. That's absolutely on him. And oh yeah, you also told me that I can see the what is it? Incident response. Okay. Okay, so for now it works. Just in the middle of the way. Ah, ta-da. It works enough. So now it's there. As Marco Kelly went to the pits, while Velman is still out. Same goes for Cops. Possibly tying the overcut as much as possible. But 44 minutes to go is still a good enough time. Ah, okay. Okay, okay. So this one is completely useless. This one? This one, okay. So I will see it from, I think, from here, I guess, from the race control. That's the only way. But anyway, for now Miladinovic, very close to Alex Zakdal. And behind there is the 69 car, currently lapped. Obviously, being a lapped car doesn't mean that he can, well, he can overtake the cars in front. But I think blue flag still apply. Meanwhile, both drivers went into the pits. Oh, with the Ferrari going very close to the Aston in front of him. Ah, okay, thanks. That's easier. So we have for all the incidents. Isn't there a sheet where I can see them? Otherwise just write them on chat. I will look at them all the way. So 2 to 1, 30 second. SDM. Ah, okay. Thanks. So we'll go with Firth, as he's quite close to the car in front, but I'm more interested to see the leader, because he didn't have enough recognition. He is still the fastest lap holder. 44.4 is current. It's the current fastest lap of the race. Let me see. As James Ferry is now, the second I said it, the fastest car on track. So we have effectively, I have here everything. So we have a 15-second penalty for the car number 72. And so 30 seconds of penalty for 2 to 1. That's the same on chat for now. I just have too many things ongoing. So we'll go with Marco Kedi. Now getting a bit blocked by the IM cars in front of him. And that's Bro in the GTR. Miladinovic is now in front of Zakdal. So Miladinovic effectively overtook the Aston in the pits. Now Marco Chiedi is very close to the cars that were behind him, with Miladinovic now very close. That's for 4th place, effectively. So Garbi had a 30 seconds penalty for the collision in turn number 1. 72 is not on track anymore. So penalty will be applied next race, I guess. 33 is with 15 seconds of penalty. And I think even if 33 is not on track anymore. No, Firth, that's the incident that he had with the BMW. I guess because that's the only one. 72, 15 seconds of penalty again. And 17 has a 5 seconds penalty. 17 that's not on track 2. Also, let me see here if there is any other. So 38 has a... Ah, okay. It's written, it's wrote here, left. 38, 15 seconds of penalty. 33, 15 seconds of penalty. So Stick having some penalty, and there is some yellow flag here. 2 different yellow flags, but there is also Garby overtaking the GTR. It wants to stay here because there is a possible battle ongoing. So as I was saying, there is Nick Stick that has a penalty of 15 seconds for a spin. So 38 with car number 503 not on track anymore. No, it's Sergio Osorio. That's who it was. But for now, you can see here Miladinovic, a very, very fast exit from the happy section. But FRLACC is still behind the BMW. And it will stay like this. Meanwhile, Nakira is now the fastest car on track. 43.572. Even if top 5 still has to pit. But for now it works. As Martin now goes into the pits, and I think the Ferrari now is into the hill in virtual 6th place, but effectively it is 4th place. No, because James Perry is behind, so it's effectively podium for the Ferrari driver, because James Perry repaired the car. Chose to repair the car. In fact, he's 6 seconds behind Zakdal. Zakdal didn't, by the way. And speaking of Nakira, Koderman seems like he's a bit of a wall for the Italian driver. I think Katie still wants to make back his 3rd place. In fact, I'm seeing here Perry repaired the car. It seems like the only one of the top cars. 49 seconds, so he had 20 seconds of damage. All the other cars have more or less nothing. Cops had a 20-second penalty, 20-second damage penalty. Ingal 55 seconds, Firth 47 seconds. Which is the 15 seconds of penalty. Garby 1 minute 10, considering he had a 30 seconds penalty plus 10 of damage. But for the first 16 positions, the only one is James Perry to have repaired the car. And I don't think Cops and Wellman have damage. So effectively it is only Perry. And I don't know how much it was worth, considering he was maintaining the pace of the cars in front. Not perfectly, but apparently he thinks that, oh, that's a P2IM driver. Going a bit rallying in the distance. And here I'm surprised to say that Coderman is still defending against Nakira. And as soon as I said it, that's Nakira passing Coderman. So at this point my commentary is just to say things that will absolutely get destroyed by facts a second later. So at this point I can say that KD will not overtake Miladinovic. So this means that in the next couple of minutes he will. Possibly at this point. But anyway, oh Velman. Contact. Tell me there has been a contact between him and who? 69? Again? Can I understand? Oh, that's a 69? Trying to overtake the leader. Which is not ideal, I will say. Yeah, because it was very close to take him out. Okay, that cops... unless he really wants to use the teammate card, which is doable, but he will receive a penalty if so. As I didn't see that Karasanovic is now behind Waizi, but still the IM position is not compromised, still in second place. Can I shut up? Okay, I have to shut up, it's simple. How can I do it? The second I said it, Waizi is now behind Karasanovic. And this now puts Verus, as you can see, the current leader of the race pits, and Verus is now in 15th place, ahead of Waizi. Astonishing the timing that I have. So now Verus in 15th place. So this effectively puts all the cars that have been in the pits, so I can just take this out. We'll go here with Victor Martin, now having Goodway in his path. That's in front of him. Ooh, there is a yellow flag there. Sucking Nick stick. Maybe some tables. I really think that Rockhops will become the leader, in fact. So now Rockhops is the leader. The question is if Velman will be in front or behind. Never mind this answer. I think Velman lost a lot of time, because he's now in 6th place. Did he have damage? Not really. Seems like the overcut really didn't work. Now in 6th place. He started stint just in front of Keddy. Now in 3rd, and he's now in 6th place. As Victor Martin now on the inside in turn 1 made a position a good way. That's for 10th place. But as I was saying, now there are 2 Ferrari on top of everyone, and it's Rockhops and Miladinovic, the 2 teammates in 1st and 2nd, with Marco Keddy in 3rd place and Alex Actal in 4th. Also the overcut depends a lot on the grid. If you encounter someone in front of you that has made the pit stop and doesn't want to let you pass, you just have to stay behind and try the overtake, and you lose seconds. That's why I don't like the overcut, except in long tracks. So in Kota I did an overcut and I gained 6 seconds. So Yeah. But in Kota you can do it. Watkins is... For now, Juwig just behind the leader. I don't think Brown will defend a lot, considering he has 8.4 seconds of advantage. In fact, as soon as I said it, Brown let him pass without any further ado, considering that effectively he has a 7-second lead. He's still racing for his race in IM. So for now we'll go with the leaders. Yeah. With the leaders. Oh, good ways off. Good ways slightly off. But nothing seems to have happened. As... okay, it just went off. Just a bit. I was saying I will go with a lap with the leader. Unless there are other overtakes. But for now it doesn't seem the case. So we'll go with a lap with the leader. Turn 1. And then the complex, the best one, 2, 3 and 4. This uphill section where we saw some incidents in lap number 1. And then the backside that terminates with a bus stop chicane. And then the outer loop, turn 5. Here you really need to use all the curb on the outside, because the track limit is there a certain way. Even there you use all the curb on the outside. It's a very flowy track, let's say. Turn 7 called toe. The boot, this section here, 6, 7, 8 and 9 with heel, this one here, and then 9, very difficult to nail correctly. Then on the outside, don't touch the grass, otherwise you will encounter Mr. Barry R, the curb that usually destroys your qualifying time. And then turn number 11 with a wall on the outside part. But anyway, now it's Schneider. I know, I think Martin overtook Schneider while I was in a lap with cops. But Milanovic, I think you all saw it. But Milanovic is now the fastest car on track. He made a 43.5. So currently, FanSim Racing has 2 cars on top of everyone, and they are holding the fastest lap of the race. Little follow-up on the leaderboard. Currently, this puts Metanakira is currently in 7th, so not the worst of things. This means that he gains 34 points. As here is the overtake possible for the second place in IM. It doesn't really happen now. Oh, never mind. No, the mechanic stays behind, so the Belgian driver has to maintain the tail of the Honda in sight. Ferrari OP. Ferrari is OP here, eh? It has to be said. Ferrari and Honda are OP. The Audi 2 is good, but I'm not surprised to see a Ferrari up there. As I was saying, this currently puts the leader, the cops, just 7 points closer to the top. So 26 points of difference between him and Nakira. 26 are a lot, and honestly the only way to gain 26 points are with Nakira making a DNF next race. So I wouldn't say that it's over for the Pro Challenge, because Nakira may still DNF for reasons. While in IM, it is Nick Stick. I think he lost the lead. I just think, because Nick Stick is currently in 28th place, but effectively in class he is 9th. Brachet is 4th. No, okay, didn't lose the lead yet. So unfortunately Alan Brown seems like he found the pace in the very last 2 rounds. Since round 5 he won the race. And same goes in possibly this one. Even if the gap is shrinking as the time passes. 5 seconds is just the difference now. But a Bellman here, I think. Yeah, true. Also, the McLaren is terrible. Is the worst car. Is the worst car on track, on the grid. So no wonder. The only track where it's a fast car. The only tracks, because it's Paul Ricard and Misano. That's only 2 tracks where the McLaren is not terrible. And I'm not saying good. I'm saying not. No, Misano is good. Period. Paul Ricard is very nice. Spa is another track. That's it. The McLaren is has been nerfed completely, because the new version has to come out, and I think it will be like the Honda Evo, where they just yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe they will do like the Honda Evo. I need a bit of water. Wait a second, please. Water has been gained, and something happened here. Okay, no, seems like the IM driver just let the 2 pros by. So it seems something too extreme. I think there may be an overtake here for 18th place, which is Aston against Ferrari. There is also the battle here for 2nd place, which is now getting fired. fired up, and I think it's already over with Verust back in the second place in IM class, 14th overall, but the important bit is the class position. And now Rackups made the fastest lap, but also, as I was saying, 4.5 seconds away from Brown. Now lapping very slow, lapping the 46s. Unless he's trying to cover, just going slower to save the tires. Otherwise, he will have a terrible news in the very last laps, considering it's about a second per lap. For now, it is Bellman very close to the Porsche in front. The Audi is very strong on speed. It's not there yet. And now it is there. So the Audi is in 5th place. Overtake on the Porsche on the bus stop. And the next target is called Alex Zakdal, the Swedish driver, in 4th place. 2.4 away from the Dutch. The 331 now has to think about what's behind him. Or he could try to get Katie and use him as a wall to not let Velman through. Otherwise 2.2 seconds are not enough for defending, considering Velman is lapping 8 times quicker. The Audi is a very good car around here, but the Audi is a very good car, period, but especially here. Ferrari and Honda are another level, but the Audi is very close, very, very close. In fact, I'm seeing here, you can see from the distance. You can see that now Perry is very slow. He's oddly very slow, 2.1 seconds from Velman already. 2.3, 2.4. Okay, the Audi is faster, but that's too much. 45.9 has been the last lap by the Porsche driver. 44.1 has been the last lap by the Audi driver. And I legitimately think that the Porsche has a problem of some kind, because Nakira may have the chance to get him. 44.5 has been the last lap by Italian, but the Porsche driver is really struggling to maintain. Meanwhile, Gateman is there. Was there been a contact between 79 and somewhere else? No. That's odd. Meanwhile, Aero Cops, the 69 car, not really finding himself in a good position for the whole evening. Now has the 3 IM drivers in front of him. Karasanovic, Verlust and Brown. With Brown, they still is losing 8 times per lap, and with 6 minutes to go, I think there are about 4 laps. So this means that a battle may happen in the second to last lap. But Velman is flying. Per is off! Was off. To see back what happened. Bus stop. That's a curb. There's a curb and that's off, and someone else is off. It's Valurst. What happened here? Turn 1, and it's just the rear. He lost completely the rear. So this puts Valurst outside of P2 in P3 and effectively out of the battle for the lead of the race. So now the number 6, huge difficulty. Ah, fuel, I don't know. He could just go into the pit, so I don't know the reason why he's stopped there. Put out a safety car, I don't know. Also, fun fact, I have a button here called the virtual safety car. I could press it. I don't know what could made, but I have it. I don't want to press it because I'm scared to what it could do. It's a button called the virtual safety car. I will try it one day. Just to see what happens. Maybe it crashes the lobby, I don't know. That's something to look at. But anyway, for now here it's exactly, let us defend against the Audi. He will possibly do, but he has to do it for 3 laps. Well, 2.5 now. Which is possible. And someone crashed out. No, Krishnadar is into the pits. For some reasons. He was in 10th place, and now Krishnadar is into the pits altogether. Not really sure why. 58 and 15. It's not even that. Not entirely sure. But anyway, still a battle here, so 2 laps to go. It's going to be still the battle for 4th place. And with this rhythm, it's possible that Velman may catch Kelly. 2.3. Yeah, it's possible. It's actually likely that it may happen. Very narrow line by the Audi driver. But the Swedish. Still here, capitalizing. 4th. Still defending against a clearly faster Dutch. Odd thing is that the Aston doesn't have a terrible best lap. It's just 3 times away. No, see, 3 times away from Velman's 1. But on the race pace, the Audi has better tire degradation. So this is really giving the Audi a better perspective for the last lap. Sponsored by Sim Stuff. Check the QR code on the right of your screen to see everything that you need to know for your servers and championships. And meanwhile, it's Rock Ops, the leader of the race. No, that's a winner. I have everything in my mind of it. It's like in NASCAR, where the white flag is sponsored by an external one, and the winner is is the NASCAR way. Shut up. I'm the commentator, I can do it. Meanwhile, Rockup's still here, I need a double screen. As his cousin is also battling with the leader of the IM class. But that's really a position. I think Veldman may have... No, never mind. Maybe yes, maybe not. But for now, rock-ups for the Fancy Racing. Last corners. Last corner. And your PureSimGear winner of the race is going to be rock-ups for the 23 Ferrari for the Fancy Racing, with also the fastest lap of the race. So completely destroyed the field in every matter. Miladinovic in second, so it's 1-2. Katie completes the podium, and Zachtal maintains the lead over the Audi driver, just completing in fifth. So Velman completes just behind the ERS driver, James Perry in sixth. Mattia Kira, this is a comeback, in 7th, Conderman in 8th, Martin in 9th, Goodway in 10th. I think this is more appropriate to be shown. Victor Martin that has gained 26 positions, and Miladinovic that has gained 12. That's an astonishing result for them. 26 position is a lot, because it didn't qualify. So Goodway completes the race in 10th, Jubig in 11th, with Brown. So you have your second winner of the IM class is going to be Alan Brown for the RS team. So Eclipse Racing Esports having a winner with Cops behind, Karasanovic in second, and Verlus completing the podium in third place. Then there is Waizi, Firth, Ingal, Blanchett, Garbi. Apparently it was the worst possible moment for him. Kiss in 21st, Brof in 22nd, Seller, Osorio, Burjo, Schneider, Stick, Gateman, Gibbons, and Alfie Baron still retired since lap number 1. Yes, but apparently the livery, usually it's the opposite. Usually with the ERS livery you basically die instantly. Apparently he broke the course, which I'm proud of. Or maybe it's just the orange one that is terrible. Someone exploded in the background. Also, Cops had a 15-second penalty for... that was handed while I was looking. 15-second penalty for... let me see. Contact with car number 46. Which is... Ingal. That's why. Okay. But anyway, this was the race for tonight. So this is your top 3 of the race, with 2 Ferrari, Team Lockup in 1-2, and Katie in 3rd, and then Alan Brown in an Aston, Karsanovic in a Honda, and Velus in the McLaren. Now, this is it for tonight. Make sure to follow the last round next week, both for the rookies and for the PureSimGear GT3 Championship. Make sure to also check all of our sponsors. Try to use the QR code for Sim stuff. Try to join in our server in Discord. There is everything in the description. And now I will go die because I've my medicines are about to expire in my body. So possibly I have still 30 minutes of time before I completely die. So anyway, be sure to check it here next week, and I'll see you there, and I'll see you next time. Bye!